Alright, what is going on, guys? Jammers here with another video, except this video is a little bit different than the videos you're used to seeing posted up on my channel. Yes, that's right, you guessed it. You can hear my voice. It is no black and white or text on screen. You can actually hear my voice. Now, this video was kind of a long time coming because a lot of people have been asking me questions about Mika, and as opposed to getting a pre-recorded video, which this kind of is, with text on it, I thought this time round let me try doing some audio as well as trying to do some gameplay in the background. So you're gonna have to, I'm gonna apologize in advance for a lot of things. There may be a loud PS4 roaring in the background because my PS4 is a bit old, and you may hear my stick bashing a lot, and my voice may get quieter at times as well. So just apologies in advance about all of that. But moving on to what we're gonna do with this video today is we're just gonna do a lot of people ask me about jammers. You're the tech guy, so what is it I look for in training mode with Mika? Like, I don't know how to go about studying with Mika, but I want to get good, and that's a very vague question I get, or a vague statement I get. So I thought, you know, I've answered people in different ways, shapes and forms, and I thought about this a while ago, but I was way too lazy to do it. And if you know me personally, or if you've spoken to me about this kind of stuff, I have said, reiterated a load of times that I'm lazy with this, but thought might as well give it a go today because I wasn't doing anything else or anything in particular. But we're going to be going over just a basic / rough outline to what it is that I look for in matchups when I'm playing Mika and studying new matchups, so I say. And I hopefully don't want to make this too long because nobody likes elongated videos. We all want to just watch the video, maybe timestamp it, and then get back into pressing buttons and trying to win. And most of you want to get that diamond, super diamond, ultra diamond, master rank, whatever. But you get the idea. So I've got 6 things outlined here, and I'll just be briefly going over them. So I'll try and keep it concise and succinct. Hopefully I won't stray off and go on a tangent in some things. Maybe I have to. I'm going to be switching characters as well, just to help with some of these examples as well. So we're going to crack into it. So I'm probably going to put this on the screen so you can see it as opposed to listening to my voice. But we've got 6 things outlined, like I said. So we've got block strings / frame traps. They're not the same thing, but they fall under the same category, in my opinion anyway. Next thing we've got is dropkick situations. And I'm going to I'm going to go deeper into that when we get onto that part as well. We're going to be going over reversal punishes, which that means basically how to punish a DP or, you know, an invincible move properly. We'll get over to that. Hopefully that won't take too long. And then we've got meaties down. I'm a guy that loves my meaties, and if you know me in general, I like my one-player games, and meaties help you kind of enforce that one-player game playstyle. And we've also got post-EX Brimstone situations. Now, probably some of you guys are thinking, why have we got the EX Brimstone? Because this move is seldom used by a lot of Mika players, and I don't think they fully utilize what it can do, or they don't understand the situations behind it. I've done several videos on it, but we'll do another example anyway, just for insurance, just for safekeeps sort of thing. I've also got Nadeshiko Utility as well. Again, it's something I've uploaded in the past, but I think I'll show an example in this video. But this, again, like I said, this is just outlining things that I study in, I look for in particular matchups, as kind of like a universal outline, just a general foundation, a general basis. So again, we're gonna go straight into frame traps, or block strings, shall I say. Let me get the computer to guard all, and then I'm going to get them to do recording 5 should be my crouch jab. Okay, so yeah, I've got the computer set to do crouching jab. So block strings and frame traps. Mika, you have to understand, first of all, Mika is not a character that can do an onslaught of buttons. Why? Because her character archetype is a grappler. So she's got a command grab like so. She's got Brimstone. We'll get over to the Brimstones and whatever later. So let me restart that and go over here. So her block strings are very straightforward and very basic. And most of them you want to start with either stand jab or stand light punch. That is +2 on block. Either start them with stand light kick. I believe that's +1 on block. Or you can do crouch light kick. So these are the buttons that you usually want to start your block strings with. Or the most powerful one, the most prevalent one, forward hard punch. That's +3. And we'll get onto that in a little bit. But first, the very basic frame trap you want to be practicing in trainer mode and finding out if this works is stand light punch into stand medium punch. Very basic. Stand light punch to stand medium punch. This is a universal frame trap, and I call it a universal frame trap because, let me just talk about the frame data real quick. Stand light punch that's +2 on block. So what that means for people that are not familiar with how frame data works is for 2 frames, the opponent cannot do anything. So +2, they can't do anything for 2 frames. Now, when you're doing the stand medium punch afterwards, notice that it says counter hit. Why? Because Mika's stand medium punch starts up in 5 frames. Now, how this system or how normals work in this game is you should all be familiar by now with the normal priority system. And just to give a quick overview of that is basically medium normals will beat light normals, heavy normals will beat medium normals, etc, etc. Grabs will beat normals, so on and so forth. The powerful of the move, it will overcome and overthrow the weaker move. Now, since I said medium punch starts up in 5 frames, let's go back to what I said with the stand light punch. Stand light punch is +2 on block. So when I throw out that stand medium punch, it then becomes a 3 frame move as opposed to 5 frame moves. And Mika's fastest button is her crouching jab, which is crouching light punch. That's 3 frames. But because of the normal priority system, since the moves both start up in 3 frames, because of the normal priority system, get my tongue twisted, the medium attack will overthrow the light attack, and I get a full combo into, when I can do it, a full combo into heavy shooting peach. So again, the basic frame trap, stand light punch into stand medium punch. Get that down and get working on it. This is a universal frame trap that works on everybody. So you definitely want to get that down. Now, the reason this is a deadly frame trap, or Mika's a deadly character in general, is because every situation that's conducive to her, she can put the opponent in a 50-50. So when you block that stand light punch, like I said, again, I'm going to keep reiterating until it sinks into your head. Stand light punch is +2 on block, but I've got a 5 frame normal, but I also have 5 frame throws. So how do you know that when you're practicing this frame trap, maybe you want to go for a throw instead? Oh, well, sorry. There you go. I can go for a regular throw, or I can go for a brimstone when I get it right. You got to get these frame tight. There you go. Because the throws are out prioritizing the crouching light punch. So when you've got that on deck and you know what your opponent's doing, or probably when you're looking at frame traps, you can go from either the stand light punch is the starter. Because it's +2 on block, this gets, I suck at doing this, like actually talking and trying to do it at the same time. But the opponent has to guess essentially between a medium punch or a command throw after they block the stand light punch. Trust me, this button is really good as a starter for certain things. So again, let's go over it. Stand light punch to stand medium punch, or stand light punch to command throw. That's a basic 50-50 situation, but that's part of the whole frame trap game. So that's the mix up there you put. Another one that you want to try and do, this one's universal as well. Crouch light kick, crouch light punch. When you connect the crouch light punch, you can go into stand medium punch afterwards, because basically how some players look at these normals is they don't look at them visually. They memorize what their numbers are, so whether they're plus or minus on block. So crouch light kick that's +1 on block. So after that, the only button you can press essentially is a crouch jab, because that is Mika's fastest frame button, which is 3. You can press stand light punch if you want, but you'll trade, because this button changed from a 3 frame button to, a 3 frame button to a 4 frame button. So it got evidently slower. Sorry, my tongue's getting twisted all over the place today. But when you're using crouch light kick, you want to press crouching jab afterwards. That's what you want to do. And I've set the computer to do the crouch jab reversal timing to kind of mix up your game and everything. You could do crouch light kick into Brimstone, but you have to kind of know that your opponent's going to stay still. But that's all about matchup knowledge and all that stuff. I don't know why I can't do this. But yeah, with the crouch light punch, or crouch light kick, sorry, you definitely want to do crouch light punch afterwards. So we've gone over stand light punch to stand medium punch, crouch light kick to crouch light punch. Oh, also as well, let me tell you this about regarding stand light punch to stand medium punch. Stand medium punch is -2 on block. So what that means is you're safe. You're safe from being punished, but you can't press a button afterwards. So see, notice I can block, but if I try to go for a button afterwards, I should get counter hit. There we go. I should get counter hit. So -2, it means you're safe, but you can't like press on afterwards. You can't apply more pressure afterwards. So that's one of the risks, or should I say, that's one of the downsides to Mika's basic frame trap there. And regarding the grab, well, the opponent could neutral jump or backdash the grab. So that's the risk reward behind that frame trap there. So let's go over to the next one. Forward fierce into stand medium punch. Now, forward fierce, or should I say forward hard punch, sorry. This is +3 on block. Yeah, I almost forgot. I use this button all day, and I always forget. It's +3 on block, so what that means, again, for 3 frames, the opponent can't do anything. So, and then if we're pressing stand medium punch afterwards, that means the 5-frame medium becomes a 2-frame medium, and that just beats the crouch light punch from the opposing Mika anyway, because that is the fastest button in Street Fighter is 3 frames. So you definitely want to check that, or you want to practice this as well. And again, it's something you can mix up from the you can mix the opponent after, because they have to guess between a medium punch, which is, sorry, let me do that again. Medium punch is just that, or you can go into EX Rainbow Typhoon and you grab them there. And this has got great range. It's a good command throw, so I urge people to use it. Only to close out the round though, or to like change the tide of battle. I don't want that to sound really cheesy, but the downside of this frame trap is because as the game's lifespan goes on, more people are figuring out how to deal with forward hard punch, especially mid-screen anyway. I've got some tech against that, which I haven't uploaded yet, but yeah. More people are dealing with that, and you have to have one bar to truly make it effective, because when you get the stand medium punch counter hit, you can confirm into EX shooting Peach, or when you're in the corner, let's send into the corner. Yeah, when you're in the corner, you can do the EX Rainbow Typhoon, throw them out, heck, maybe even win the round, because that grab does 220 damage by itself. Is there anything else I want to go over? Those are just the basic ones. So again, let me turn off the jab. So again, let's go over this. Stand light punch into stand medium punch. That's a basic frame trap. Crouch light kick into crouch jab. That is a basic, well, it was a basic like block string forward / frame trap, whatever you want to call it. And then we got forward fierce into stand medium punch. Now all those strings I showed you there, they're universal, and you have to understand, you have to differentiate the difference between characters with a 3-frame button as opposed to characters with a 4-frame button. I can show you now, but I'm not gonna like show you. I'm not gonna change characters yet. But against 4-frame buttons, characters with 4-frame buttons, sorry, you can do crouch jab into stand medium punch, because crouch jab is +1 on block, which makes the stand medium punch a 4-frame button. And since the normal priority system will out-prioritize the light with your medium, you can get away with that. There's a lot more things you can get away with against 4-frame buttons as opposed to 3 frames. So when you're in training mode, just to like wrap this section up, shall I say, when you're in training mode, practice, or when you're practicing frame traps or block strings or whatever, if they beat out 3-frame buttons, they will beat out any button in the game, because like I said, 3-frame buttons are the fastest in Street Fighter games. So definitely make sure you note that down. Hopefully that tangent I went on isn't gonna distract anybody, or hopefully I didn't do spread too much erroneous information, so I do apologize about that. But okay, next thing we're gonna go over is drop kick situation. So give me 1 second, folks. Alright guys, we're back. I do apologize about that. I just had to take a small break there. But right, next section we're gonna go over, because first we went over block strings / frame traps. It was very vague, very outlined or basic and whatever. Probably got a lot of things wrong, so I do apologize about that. But we're going to be going over drop kick situations next. Now, this one's over time, players are getting used to dealing with this, and I haven't seen enough people react to drop kick or deal with it accordingly. So we're just gonna go over this one so we don't, you know, go on a tangent for too long like the previous section, or elongate this out. Any, you know, don't do it unnecessarily. So, right. So drop kick. Drop kick is Mika's. It's a chargeable button. You charge the hard kick, which is, if you're playing, you're playing on PlayStation, it is the R2 button or whatever button you've mapped it to. It's +2 on block, but it takes over 30 frames to start up. Now, there's a non-charged version. There's a way you can charge it and then release it so it doesn't go as far as you want it to, which is that one. And then you've got the fully charged version. And when you get there, that's +2 on block. Now, at the start of Street Fighter V, this was very hard to deal with because a lot of people didn't want to deal with it. And, of course, let me take the guard off. Let me put the crush counter on. It is a crush counter button. So this is Mika's optimal starter for crush counter combos. We will get over to that soon. Yeah, we'll get over to that soon. But it's a dangerous button to deal with. And because when you land it, or when it connects with the opponent on block, they're putting a 50-50. Again, like I said, Mika is a character that wants to put her opponents in uncomfortable situations and ones that are beneficial to her. So when you block the drop kick, you can either go for a command grab, or you could either go for, let me change that to first attack only. You could either go for a target combo and then confirm into a medium shooting peach. So that's a 50-50, right? But let me see if I've got the CPU. Actually, I'm going to get the CPU to do it real quick. So let me record that. Now, I'm going to record the whole thing and then guard for a bit. Now, what I mean by people are not dealing with this. Let me turn that. People are not dealing with this move accordingly because they're allowing their opponents to, they're allowing Mika players to just, you know, throw this out haphazardly, not giving a damn in life. And that's the kind of players we are. We just don't give a damn. We want to get in and we want to apply pressure and make sure we win the round quickly, as emphatically as possible. But you can react to dropkick, especially if you're comfortable in fighting games nowadays, because, like I said, it takes over 30 frames to start. Now, that's very slow. And if you can't react to it, don't worry. I know people that cannot react to a 40-frame command grab. Shoutouts to Skullgirls players. But you can react to this, and you just have to know how to. And since I'm going to use Mika reacting to the dropkick, I'll show you exactly what I mean. These are just going to be brief examples because this is a very brief thing to do. So we're going to react to the dropkick first. So it comes out. Actually, let me just let the dropkick go. So that's what people normally do. They block, or they backdash. They do something, and they get uncomfortable because they block the dropkick. But there are ways to prevent the dropkick from hitting you, which the first one I'm going to do is Mika's crouching medium kick. Now, crouching medium kick low profiles the dropkick, but it can also hit the dropkick as well. I'm showing you hitting it now, but you can low profile it and get a full combo. If I get this right, let me stand about there. There we go. So that's one thing that, this is specific to the Mika mirror. So low profile, when I get it right, I need to do it 2 consecutive times. Low profile, and then confirm into H shooting peach. That's one way you can do it, but you have to absolutely be ready for that. That's a risk trying to do it, because you may get crush counted in the process. Another way you can react to it is by doing, by not doing that, because you get crush counted. But you can do a sweep that low profiles, and that will act as a trip guard. So that will basically punish the landing frames of the dropkick, and then you can set up some sort of Oki after that. That's an easier thing to do, or you can low profile it and avoid it completely. Another thing you can do in this matchup is you can do EX wingless airplane, which this is what I like to do when I'm feeling myself and when I'm confident in this matchup. Because this matchup is very chaotic, and I don't study this matchup a lot because of how catastrophic it can get. But that's how you essentially react to the dropkick for Mika. So you do crouch and medium kick, this button here. You have to time it. You can do crouch hard kick as well. Again, timing, or you can do EX wingless airplane. Those are very good answers for responding and dealing with dropkick accordingly. Now, the other thing that people don't look up as well, I think it may be better. No, I'll stick with Mika. I'll stick with Mika on this one. Another thing that people don't do as well is if they guess correctly after blocking the dropkick. As you can see, I've got the CPU Mika doing a target combo follow-up. They don't they don't look how to punish that properly. I've done a video in season 1 in the past of how to punish that, but things have changed. The pushback on the target combo has been reduced, so it's making it easier to punish, so Mikas don't get away with it. And Mika's target combo is -5 on block. So as you can see there, I'm pressing stand medium punch. Well, I mistimed it there. Pressing stand medium punch to punish it. That couldn't work in season 1. It now works in season 2. So if you guess correctly after blocking a dropkick, punish the target combo. It's -5. So essentially, what people have to do is find their respective characters' punish, any move that starts up in 5 frames, and punish that accordingly. And that's what you want to do against the dropkick. Like I said, it's a very vague and rough outline of how to deal with things, but that's one of the things I look for when I'm studying matchups with Mika. How does my opponent punish or deal with dropkick and punish the target combo if they guess correctly? And again, target combo is called Stomp Chop, I think. Stomp Chop, yeah. It's -5 on block, so find a move that is 5 frame startup or less and see what special you can cancel into. Some characters have stronger punishes over others. I believe Urien and Dhalsim can only punish with their light kicks. They can't actually get anything big unless they have V-trigger, but that's going to be that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next section here, which is going to be reversal punches. So guys, give me 1 second and I will be back with you shortly. Alright guys, we are back with, we're going to be moving on to section 3 of the video, which is going to be reversal punishes. Now, I'm going to briefly go over this, like I said, as I've been going over, briefly going over the other topics, and I want to make this as quick and succinct as possible. So, what I mean by reversal punishes is, how do you optimize, how do you get the maximum damage from punishing a big error on your opponent's part? And I picked Guile, and we're going to get him to do his EX flash kick when I knock him down. So bear with me. Wake up should be EX flash kick, no guard. So let's double check. Yes, he's going to do EX flash kick. Now, I'm going to show you what people normally do as opposed to what they should be doing. Sometimes I make this error myself, and it is hard to kind of visually see what's happened. I know that sounds really weird and bizarre because it's Street Fighter 5, but it's hard to let it sink in and actually understand what's happened. And people go with what they're comfortable with doing, which I totally respect that. But Mika in season 2 got normalized. She's not as strong and brain dead as she was in season 1. So when you land a hit, when you land a grab, you've got to make that situation count. And you've got to optimize the damage that you deserve, basically, not leaving any food on the plate. So let's get Guile to oh, let me sit comfortable first. Alright, sorry. Yeah, we're gonna knock down Guile, and I'm gonna show you what people do as opposed to what they're supposed to do. So here's what people do. So they go, oh, that auto corrected, I didn't want that to happen. So they do forward fierce, EX beach. That's not bad. That's 272 damage. I get that. That's alright, because it's a forward fierce crush counter, right? But what I don't see people doing is, well, actually, people have started to do this more, which is good. And this is the optimal punish for, well, what that combo was before. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay, so forward fierce. This is the optimal screen carry punish, which I respect that, because Mika's aim is to get the opponent in the corner as quickly as possible and force as many errors, as many blunders as she can. But what I've seen people do more is they've been squeezing a little bit more damage out of it. So they've been doing this: forward fierce, charge drop, EX peach. Now, the last combo did 272. This combo did 290 damage. You can see under Guile's name, the stats, it done 290 damage, which that's decent damage, and that's decent. It's the same screen carry, but it does a little bit more damage. But I'll tell you what people should be doing, and this is harder to do, but when you get it down, believe you me, you'll have the most gratifying feeling when you get it right. So Guile's EX flash kick has a lot of recovery frames, which essentially allows you to do this. There you go. Right. So as you can see there, I didn't spend any meter. That did 316 damage. Now, that's not the most optimal combo that you should do. I should actually try and practice it, but it may take a while for me to do it, which I'm not going to do it. But I did 316 damage meterless, and that's all because I started with the fully charged dropkick, the crush counter. Oops. Yeah, the crush counter. There we go. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to do the 1 frame link or whatever it is, but it's too long. But essentially, against most characters, you want to be starting your punish with a charged dropkick. This is what I mean by optimizing the damage. Now, like I said, when you practice that, you get a lot of damage, you get the same screen carry, and since you haven't spent any meter, you can get some Oki afterwards, because Mika gets a Meaty Setup after her shooting peach, both for normal recovery and back recovery. So basically the idea of this is to, I've done a optimal crush counter punish video, which I actually made like 2 mistakes in that. Thank you to the Mika Discord. Shout out to everyone in that Discord, by the way. I made 2 mistakes in that, but essentially the point I was trying to stress was you need to start your punishes with charged dropkick, because that's 120 damage on crush counter. That's fully charged. That's really good, and you'll get an abundance of damage. You'll get all sorts of setups. You'll just get a lot of things. So you can get combos like this. Look at that. That was 453 damage, 2 bars. And that was from the optimal start, which is fully charged dropkick. So you definitely want to get in there. So what I stress people to do with this, I'll probably put it in the description below, is when you're punishing reversals or looking to optimize your punish from reversal, Ken and Akuma are the easiest people to charge the dropkick on, because they go high into the heavens and then they come back down and become immortal again, so you can crush counter them. But when you're in training mode, anyone that's got a reversal, go and set them to the reversal and wake up, and start your combos with charging dropkick. If you get a crush counter, that's the optimal start. Start practicing that. Start drilling that into your head. Start getting that into muscle memory, so it becomes second nature to you when you're doing it in online matches or offline matches, wherever, whenever. So yeah, you against some characters, the optimal start is forward fierce into dropkick and then wingless airplane. That was 314 damage. That's all right. Oh, also, I should actually, let me go and change the character. I'm going to show you this real quick. Be back with you in a second, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. This popped up into my head, so we're going to get over this real quick. But this is regarding the reversal punishes section. Now, we're going to get Chun-Li to do a wake up spinning bird kick. Let's double check. Yeah, spinning bird kick. Okay, so against Chun-Li spinning bird kick, let's get this right. This is spinning bird kick. You cannot charge drop kick. That's not going to work because you'll recover in time. However, you can do forward fierce. Now, you can use that. However, if you got V-trigger on deck, so let me show you a V-trigger punish, right? So you're going to get her to do spinning bird kick. So 1, 2, 3, right. So that did 378 damage, right? So that's pretty decent damage. And regarding that combo, since Capcom reduced the damage of Lady Mika, that does a significant, not significant, it does a little bit less than what it did in Season 1. However, check this out. Alright, this is a 1-bar punish. Oops, didn't get that right. Let me do it again. Hopefully I get it this time. There we go. 396. So that did a little bit damage because they increased the damage of Stan Hard Punch from 80 hit points to 90 hit points, and they changed Lady Mika from 90 hit points to 80 hit points. Sorry. So against, this is specific to Chun-Li and Urien, I believe. Someone's gonna have to double check for me and write in the comments or say, Jammers, you're just completely wrong. Stop giving out erroneous information, you twit. But against Chun-Li and Urien, it's best to, if you've got the right resources, it's best to start your optimal punish with a counter hit, stand, hard punch, and cancel into V-trigger. If you do not have V-trigger, then by all means, go for the forward hard punch crush counter and get the damage or the screen carry that you deserve. Be optimal, be wise. But yeah, that's going to cover it for this section. And now we're going to go over to the meaty section. I'm going to try and keep this as basic as possible because this video has been going on for quite a while. So yeah, be back with you shortly, guys. Alright guys, we are back and we're going to be moving on to section 4, I believe it is. So we're going to be covering meaties. We've gone over block strings, we've gone over dropkick situations, reversal punishes, and now we're going on to meaties. Like I said, rough outline of what you should be looking for in training mode. This is nothing too in-depth, nothing too intricate. This is just a rough thing that people can use, a sort of guidelines to help them generate the ideas and practice training mode in the right, or utilize training mode in the right way. So let's get on to meaties. So I'm going to get, I picked Karen this time, don't know why, don't ask me. I do like a swimsuit though. Right, yes, okay, so I've set it to do a crouching jab on wake up. Now regarding meaties, these are one of my favorite things in the game, because essentially once you knock your opponent down, if you get your meaties on point, you can never allow them to get up again, or they'd have to guess correctly as opposed to how to get up again. And I think my neighbors are revving their bike. Alright, give me a second guys, sorry about that. You may hear a revving bike in the background, nothing I can do about that, so I do apologize. But yeah, we're gonna get I'm gonna set Karen to do normal recovery first, actually. Yeah, okay, we'll get her to do normal recovery first. So one meaty setup I like to do is on wake up. This is universal, this will work on anybody. Is you combo into shooting peach, and then what you do is you dash up and you do meaty light kick. I've done a video on this, so you can check this out. It's somewhere in my season 1 playlist for Mika videos. But this is a meaty light kick setup, and that works. This is very effective on normal recovery because the standard light kick, I believe, is 3 frames active. And regarding meaties, the more active your normal is, the better it will be. This can apply to specials as well, because you can get meaty special attacks as well as damn, they're revving up really loud, meaty normal attacks. But that's a basic setup there. So stand shooting peach combo and then go straight into, well, that sucked, shooting peach combo and then dash up meaty light kick and then confirm into shooting peach. The thing about it on block is let me get them to block that. Oh no, block after first attack, actually that would be better. Yeah, on block this is all fine. So it's a safe hit confirm basically, and you can do the 2 jabs in there to optimize the damage, but it is safe to do. The setup you're normally used to seeing on wake up is essentially, let me get them to do that, and then I'll get them to do random recovery. Actually, let's do back recovery first. The setup you're normally used to seeing is combo into shooting peach, dash up forward, oh, let me do it right, and you dash up forward MK. So, or it's stand medium kick, but it's a move that can be piloted, so you can move it backwards a little. Well, you don't really move it backwards, you make it so she doesn't move, or you can pilot it forward basically, but that's a normal that can be piloted. But yeah, you do the combo into shooting peach, any version except EX, because you don't get any Oki off that anymore, and then you dash up and do forward MK, and then you combo after that. That's a basic and that's a mandatory setup for Mika players. It covers both wake up options. So as you can see there, I'm doing it on back recovery. I'm getting a big combo for that as well, because that's on counter hit, and that's Karen's crouching. Also, you have to remember with hitboxes in this game as well, if you're crouching, your hitbox is slightly enlarged, and so it kind of opens up new combo routes and opportunities. But yeah, let's set the opponent to do normal recovery, so I can show you working there. And then there you go. Oop, that was wrong. So yeah, this setup works. Oh, it should work. Okay, I suck at doing this, like actually talking and doing it at the same time. But can you combo please? There we go. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, the standard medium kick is meaty and it works on both wake ups. It covers that as well. If the opponent does delayed wake up or no recovery basically, then you can set up a meaty forward fierce. I've done this before. Yeah, I've uploaded this before. Like, I think I've uploaded like 3,000 times. And then you can get some sort of combo. But with setups with Mika, they're really efficient and they're really good. Well, meaty setups are prevalent in Street Fighter 5. They're very powerful in Street Fighter 5 in general. So you definitely want to get those down. And these are just rough outlines of what you can do, and these setups are universal. They work on 3 frame buttons because Karen's got one, and like I said before at the start of the video, or near the start, if your setups work against characters with a 3 frame button, they'll work across the board. They are universal setups. One thing I want to do as well, let me get in the corner. If you land the Brimstone in the corner, there's like a ton of like meaty setups you can do. I've seen Luffy do a bit, Fudo, you know, all the Mika players in the Discord. Shout out to all the Mika players out there. You guys are the best. But yeah, if you do a Brimstone in the corner, there's tons of things you can do. So if you land one Brimstone, you can dash up and do a meaty Brimstone as well. But this is not a loop. It's just, you have to remember, doing these command throws are risks. So it's not a loop, but it is a choice you can do. You can mix that up between the command throw or a regular throw. So dash up regular throw as well. Because after you land the Brimstone, I believe the frame advantage is your +2. Because just to give a short explanation on knockdown frames in this game, every move that knocks you down, they generate a bunch of knockdown frames, a set amount. And Brimstone generates 20. I believe it is, and Mika's forward dash is 18 frames, so therefore your frame advantage is +2. Now that enables me to do, or make a 5 frame normal, or 5 frame attack into a 3 frame attack, because for, I can't remember how to explain how the opponent gets up, but basically their wake up jab, or Karen's wake up jab, is not working because my throws are connecting meaty. Now in past Street Fighter games, I believe landing a meaty throw is pretty hard, but in this game, it's relatively easy. And as you can see I'm doing there, the dash up meaty throws, they're working. You could also mix this up as well by doing one of my favorite setups, which is you whiff a crouch and light punch and then you do a forward fierce. Again, I've done a video on this already, but again, we're just outlining it as a meaty setup. So there you go, and then you get the crush counter fierce, then you put them in the 50-50, and then you do all kinds of nonsense and tomfoolery. But yeah, that was probably a very vague and all over the place you know, explanation and examples on meaties, but essentially that's what you want to do. You want to practice your meaty setups on, you can get, each character will have there probably is a specific meaty setup that is for is character specific to certain characters, or maybe the follow-ups are, but most of the meaty setups that I've done or people have uploaded in the past, they are universal and they're completely fine. But you just have to remember these meaty setups entail a risk, because some of Mika's strongest options are throws. Evidently her Brimstone or maybe Rainbow Typhoon or something. So get those down, and I implore people to watch my meaty forward hard punch collection video. There's an abundance of meaty setups there regarding forward hard punch. You could definitely implement those into your gameplay, and it'll make you a lot stronger and make you a lot more comfortable as well, because Mika is just a nonsense character, but she comes with a lot of risk and a high reward at that. Okay, so guys, we're going to move on to the next section now, which is going to be post EX Brimstone situation, so bear with me, I will be back with you shortly. Alright guys, we're back and we're near the end of this video. Thank you for sticking by. If you've been sticking by this whole time, you're an absolute trooper and you definitely want to learn something from an old fart like me. I'm not old, don't worry, figure of speech. But right, we're going to be moving on to post EX Brimstone situations. Now, like I said, Brimstone is used a lot, the regular version. EX Brimstone, on the other hand, is quite the opposite. It's seldom used, in my eyes anyway. I use it quite a bit. I've seen people use it here and there, but I feel they're not using it as much as they should. And more importantly, I don't feel they understand this situation, the post EX Brimstone situation, as much as they would. So hopefully I can articulate this properly, because sometimes with me explaining fighting game terminology stuff, my articulation is very bad. But hopefully we can get everybody to understand how it works. So we're gonna get let me turn Karen's wake up off, and we're just gonna run over the move anyway. So EX Brimstone, it's 1 bar and it does 180 damage and 200 stun. This is a very decent move. Now what EX Brimstone does is it forces the opponent to stand. So what it means, this is a guaranteed situation for Mika. And I remember Problem X, shouts to Problem X, the best player in the UK for Street Fighter. He showed me this move, or he showed me the light of this move, basically. He said, you need to use this move more often, because for grapplers in Street Fighter 5, there's one situation that's really favorable for them, and if you have the correct resources, the opponent will have a very hard time trying to escape. And EX Brimstone is the version for Mika, because as you can see, as I do it, the opponent, I can dash up, and the opponent has to get up. There's no delayed wake up. There's no normal recovery. There's no back recovery. And remember as well, you can't actually back recover from throws in Street Fighter 5 anyway. So this is a situation where the opponent has to get up. They have to make a decision. And this is why I'm saying it's favorable for Mika, because EX Brimstone, I believe it generates the same knockdown frames, or it might generate a little bit more. It might be 21 knockdown frames it generates. So what it means is when I dash, I should be +2 or +3. That's my frame advantage for Mika. This is me getting very technical and very intricate here, so I do apologize for the people that can't catch up with that. But when you're studying this situation here, right, when you land this move, what I do is I look at the resources, I look at the screen, I look at the whole screen when the animation is happening for EX Brimstone. So I look at my health gauge as opposed to my opponent's health gauge. I look at my V trigger or my V meter, my critical meter, as opposed to my opponent's critical meter and V meter. What is the situation and what can the potential outcome be? So when you're studying this situation, you want to know what are your opponent's options outside of critical art, because critical art is a fully invincible move. So if they do that and wake up and you try to go for a meaty setup, you can't do that. But first, let me go over what Mika can actually do. So when she does EX Brimstone, she can dash up. She can do stand medium punch. This will connect Meaty. Actually, let me get the Meaty to let me get the crouch jab to come back on. So she can do dash up, stand medium punch, then get a combo. She can do dash up and another Brimstone. There you go. She can do dash up lights, or maybe a dash up regular throw. Yeah, dash up regular throw. Yeah, there you go. Or she can do dash up light attacks. And there you go. Yep, there you go. Dash up light attacks. There you go. So anything I do is working. It's beating out Mika's. Sorry about that, guys. Right. Yeah. Apologies about that. My phone went off. So yeah, Mika can dash up and do anything she wants basically, because that's a favorable situation for her. Now, what Karen can do is, this is just it's an example of a character on example right now on site. Karen can either do EX Risenha, which I just done there, or she could do her crouching jab, which I covered the crouching jab. Oops, there you go, yeah. I covered the crouching jab with all those situations, but she has a reversal in her locker, so she can do that on wake up. Now, what people aren't fully analyzing about the post EX Brimstone situation is what are the options the opponent has. Like, are they going to do reversal, wake up button? Maybe they're going to block, because the universal options for the characters are you can try and jump a command throw or backdash, but if I press the button, you're not going anywhere. You can try and do reversal, like I said. Or if you've got like unique attacks, maybe, you know, Urian's dangerous headbutt, which Mika can low profile. You know, maybe a teleport like a Kuma or Dulcim. You know, you have to find ways to cover that. And if you haven't studied those situations correctly, then you're never going to really use EX Brimstone. But like I said, EX Brimstone is a very favorable situation. Probably Karen was a poor example to do this on. I've done videos in the past, but I'm pretty sure if you search, you know, rummage through my playlists, you'll be able to find post EX Brimstone situations. But one thing I should tell people as well, let me get the opponent to actually block. Yeah, let me get them to block. If this move's very effective in the corner, because the opponent can't go anywhere and it's a favorable situation for you. Now, if you have 2 bars of meter, you could do EX Brimstone, and if you're not confident, if you're trying to be wary of the opponent doing a reversal, or maybe trying to avoid a command throw, what you can do is you can do 2 light attacks and then do EX Rainbow Typhoon, because the opponent is still in range, like that. So you could do that. Let me show you again. Let me go to the corner. EX Brimstone, and then you dash up, and then you do 1, 2, and then there. So they're in range of that, and that looked pretty far away, but you can get away with that. You could also do EX Brimstone, and if you don't want to go anywhere near the opponent, you can do micro walk. Oh, sorry, done that wrong. You can do a micro walk into EX Rainbow Typhoon, when I get it right. Because this is very subtle, actually. But you can get away with it. There you go. You can do that. Just a slight walk forward into EX Rainbow Typhoon. That's to get away. That's if you're being very cautious of what the opponent can do on Wake Up. But again, it's a command throw. It's a risk. So you got to know what it entails. And you got to know the consequences as opposed to reward. So yeah, that was very freestyled there. So we're going to go on to the last section here, which is Nadeshiko Utility. I may change characters for this. Yeah, I'll change characters for this. But bear with me, guys. We're going to be going on to the last section. Bear with me. I'll be back with you shortly. Alright, guys. Thanks for sticking by throughout this whole video. This is the last section now. Hopefully this video, when I edit it, is not going to be too long overall. But the last section of this video is going to be Nadeshiko Utility. Now, this is still a broad topic, because I'm still figuring out things about Nadeshiko, and I know the Mika community as well as Street Fighter community as a whole are still figuring things out about Nadeshiko, because she is one hell of a skank. She is Mika's tag team partner, and she does several different things, several different annoying things at that as well. But yeah, this is going to be very vague and broad, so I do apologize about that. I've done videos in the past talking about Nadeshiko, doing some videos on her. Or videos including V-Trigger, but let's go over the first thing first. First things first, yeah, that's it. So, when you have V-Trigger, if you call in Nadeshiko, if Mika puts up one hand, that means Nadeshiko will come in instantly. If I hold the buttons, then Nadeshiko will be delayed. I believe she's delayed up to 2 or 3 seconds. You have to memorize the timing yourself. So again, let's go over that. One hand, that means instant call. 2 hands, delayed call. Going for the, you know, off the ropes, off the top sort of thing. Now, Nadeshiko Utility is interesting because there's like 10 different things Nadeshiko can actually do. And one of the most important things and prevalent things that Nadeshiko can do is she can, what we like to call, defy neutral. Defy traditional Street Fighter neutral. So if you're full screen and you have Nadeshiko, you can just call her in and dash forward. You can delay her, call her in, do whatever. You can defy the neutral game. So if your opponent's spacing themselves correctly and actually playing by the rules or the laws, the fundamental laws of Street Fighter, you can just say, I'm fed up, I want to get in and I want to grab my opponent. So that's one thing Nadeshiko can do. She can defy the neutral in Street Fighter. Now, also what you got to remember is Nadeshiko can come from 3 different directions. Behind the opponent, behind Mika, or from above is what you've been seeing. Now, a lot of people try to jump Nadeshiko. Let me set the computer to jump. A lot of people try to jump Nadeshiko, so they try and avoid her like that. Let's see if you can keep avoiding her. Oh no, you got hit that time. Yeah, a lot of people can. You can avoid if Nadeshiko comes from behind Mika or behind the opponent, then you can avoid her. Well, in certain situations, of course. But I'm stuck at doing it right now. He keeps getting hit. But what I want to say is the Mika that comes from above. Sorry, the Mika that comes from above. Nadeshiko that comes from above. She can track the opponent, or sort of. So if you try to jump or backdash away, like if you mistime it, then she can catch you, sort of thing. So I definitely want to urge that. So you got to be careful with your timings against. Have I got? I wonder if I've got him to backdash. Have I got him to backdash? I don't think so. I'm not too sure actually. Again, this is just freestyling here. No, that's V-reversal. We'll get onto that maybe in another video. That's 2 V-reversals actually. No, that's stand light kick. Damn, this is bad. Have I not recorded? Ah, there's a backdash. Okay, so if you try the backdash, oh, okay, that was the wrong one. Alright, that wouldn't work. Okay, that was a very bad example. But if you try to backdash in certain situations, you can get clipped by Nadeshiko. Maybe she might even get a follow-up for you. What people are used to seeing is, you know, Nadeshiko used for resets in the corner. So, you know, very, very basic one. Yeah, just using the corner, doing all sorts of madness, getting reset damage. Nadeshiko in the corner is really good because she allows you to get excessive amounts of damage, set up 50-50s, kill the opponent in 1 sequence or 2 sequences maybe. So that's another thing you can utilize her for. Define neutral as well as generating or doing strong resets in the corner. Going back to what I said about before with EX Brimstone, this is what's really good because you have V-Trigger on deck as well. You can dash up and do stand medium punch. If it hits, I can get a combo like I'm showing you right now. So that's really good. Let's show you again. So dash up, stand medium punch into a combo, or maybe a 50-50, I don't know. This is what I just normally do. That's 310 damage. But if the opponent blocks, then you can set up like a setup or something. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. Oh well, hold on. Let me get him to. Let me get Bison to V reversal actually. See, you can use it for anti-V reversal tech as well, which I was gonna get onto. Which it didn't come out that time because there's something wrong with the CPU. But yeah, you can set up so many different things with that. Let me go over to the basic V reversal situation or anti-V reversal situation. Right, is this right? You gonna V reversal? Yes, you are. Okay, so yeah, another thing you can use Nadeshiko for is for baiting out V reversals. Now, there's a ton of things that the Mika community, including myself, have uploaded regarding this. So just to go over the example, the basic scenario that you see is crouch fierce into V reversal, and then the Mikas will punish it. It depends on the grab that they want to do. But when the opponent V reversal, they're only strike invincible. They are vulnerable to throws. They are susceptible to throws. So what people tend to do is they tend to V reversal like after Mika puts her hand up, and then they're just susceptible to my grabs, and then they get grabbed. But this is why I feel Mika has some of the best anti-V reversal tech in the game, because her V reversal, or sorry, her V trigger allows her to punish V reversals with grabs, and then set up something nice for her, which is really good. So when you're when you're looking into matchups, you need to find out the specific anti-V reversal tech you can do. Maybe there's a guaranteed situation, like against Bison. I think Bison can actually backdash after the V trigger activation. I think. I can't actually remember. No, I can't actually remember. They have to time it right. But against certain characters, if they V reversal, no matter what they do outside of excluding critical art, that is, no matter what they do, I can get a guaranteed grab. Some characters can, they got an actually decent V reversal that can mistime my inputs, my grab, or some people can do characters can do fully invincible reversals, but the timing is very tight. There's an abundance of things that can happen in that scenario, but you just have to know when you're studying matchups, what's anti-V reversal tech, like what am I going to be looking for, or how am I going to utilize Nadeshiko in that matchup. Not anti-V reversal tech in specifically, but I may do a video specifically going over that, but we will see now. Is there anything else I want to go over? This was a very vague and all over the place video, and this was just, like I said at the start of the video, a demo run of if people want to see more of these kind of videos sort of things. And this was just me just in training mode going over a bunch of random things that you could practice in training mode if you're having trouble trying to develop your Mika, because a lot of people do plateau really easily, myself included, and they don't know when and where to look for things, or when to look for things, what to look for, how to develop, how to improve, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, the whole critical thinking process. But enough about me going on a tangent. I'm gonna wrap up the video here. So yeah, just to go over what we went over today. We went over block strings, / frame traps, whatever. Went over drop kick situations. Went over reversal punishes. We kind of went over meaties, but I felt the example was kind of bad. Went over post EX Brimstone situations and Nadeshiko Utility. Like I said, these weren't too much in depth because I could actually do very long videos, elongated videos about all of these sections individually, but I just decided to kind of vaguely outline all of them in one video. Hopefully this wasn't a bunch of gibberish and people can take something away from this, or at least get an idea and have an incentive to go and practice some of these things, if not even better things in trainer mode than from this really vague and weird example from HC Jammers. But yeah, I'm gonna get this video edited by the time it's up. Hopefully this will be useful for some of you. If you're learning Mika, this is probably not the video to watch, because this is for people that have already been using Mika for a while and looking for something to do to get better. But heck, maybe even beginners could watch this, but I guess they wouldn't really understand everything. But the main reason I done this video was because a lot of people that are using Meaty and have been using it for a while, they don't actually know what to look for in training mode. I just wanted to give them a rough outline. But guys, constructive criticism will be much appreciated. Any questions, put it in the description. Put it in the comments below. Please no downright hate, because there's no need, I guess. But yeah, any constructive criticism or any questions, let me know. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, then hopefully I can get off my lazy butt and do more videos like this. But like I said, this was a test run. But yeah, this will be uploaded to YouTube soon. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. That's at HCJammers. You can follow me on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/HCJammers. Or heck, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and after this video you may think, this guy's a pretty nice guy and he uploads some decent tech videos, I may subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. And as always, Mika community, keep at it, keep prospering, and keep developing that tech so we can come back on top again like we were in Season 1. But other than that, I'm going to be closing up the video here, and I'll see you guys next video. It probably won't be an audio one. It'll probably be back to black and white and text. That's going to be it from me, guys. It's been your boy HCJammers, and I'll see you guys next time. So take care.